guys, I am back. How are you? Alright, so today I am obviously waiting for my kids. My hair's all jacked up. But I got a big bowl of 2 packs of ramen noodles with just a little bit of the juice. I got some pancakes too. I don't know if I'm gonna eat those or not. Turn down my air here. It is so hot outside. It is not even funny. Alright, so as they say in all the videos, if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'm right up at the front of the line today, so everybody's gonna be like, that lady's crazy. Now, I always do my ramen with a bunch of different spices, not just the little packet that they give you. And this one that I have right now is shrimp flavor. I like them all. I think Oriental's my favorite though. I got my passion fruit LaCroix. Where did my napkins go? Traffic is so freaking bad. I had to leave like really early. A lot of people are dipping off the highway because a car caught on fire that exit right down south from me. So I have it in a clear bowl so you guys can see it a little bit easier. How does one's car catch on fire? I've seen like random cars just go up in flames on the highway. I guess I should do the slurping sounds and stuff since this is noodles. Oh my gosh. Like, even my air condition is not wanting to participate today. It's like 95, 97 degrees out. Fahrenheit, not Celsius. I know I've got a couple people that are over in the UK that watch my videos. So, hi UK! I love you guys. I got friends there. A small percentage from France, Sweden, and the Czech Republic. Ooh-wee. Yeah, but cars are acting all stupid today. Like, once the light turns yellow, instead of just waiting for the next cycle, they gotta feel like, I gotta pull out right now. So then once the other lights turn green, the other cars can't get out. And that was almost every single light that I went through on the way over here. I'd like to say hello to all my new subscribers. And hello to my old subscribers too. So, I figured I'd do a little story time on some of my paranormal encounters that I've had. I've seen things and heard things that can't really be explained since I was really little. And some of the scary stuff is my mom has witnessed some of the same things that I've witnessed. We used to live in the same house, like my parents lived there. We just now moved. And they moved in there back in 1984. So over 30 years of living in the same house. And around my whole area is battlegrounds and where a lot of wars and stuff have taken place, and a lot of people have died around the land that we're at. And the first time I seen something, I was probably 5. And it was just seeing a dark figure outside of my bedroom. That was my first experience. And this dark figure has been around for a very, very long time. I actually seen the same dark figure in my other house. We moved across the street from my parents. Good investment. I seen the same figure in that house too. And the scary thing is that I was able to explain it to my mom. I said, there's this weird figure. I can't see his face. He was about probably a little over 6 feet tall. And he had on a long, dark trench coat. And my mom said, stop right there. I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, I'm going to tell you what he looks like and tell me if I'm right. She said, he's not from this time. He seems like he's from the early 1900s. He's got like the long petticoat type thing on, a taller top hat, and he always leaves this lingering smell of almost like cigar or pipe smoke, something like that. Oh man, sorry. Each time, it's the LaCroix, man, I'm telling you. Every time. So each time I would see him, she would see the same figure within a few days of me seeing it, or vice versa. And that had been going on for decades of seeing this figure. And then there was this one time whenever I was probably about 16, 17. So I was definitely old enough to know, like, hey, what I'm seeing is real. It wasn't like, you're just seeing imaginary stuff, Kristen. But I was upstairs in my room and I was watching TV, and this was one of the older box TVs. And it would randomly just turn off. And I turn it back on, and I'm thinking like something's wrong with the electrical, or I'm sitting on the remote or something. So I pick up the remote and make sure that there's nothing pushing the buttons to turn it off. And it turned off about 3 or 4 more times. And then I heard giggling from a little girl, probably like 4 or 5. This went on for about 20 minutes. And it got to the point to where I was starting to get freaked out. And I was like, alright, there's got to be like some explanation for this. And then my mom calls me. And I go downstairs and she's like, what did you want? I was like, what are you talking about? She was like, you just called me. It sounded like you were in the dining room. She was in the kitchen, which is they're side by side. And I was like, I didn't call you. She's like, yeah, you did. It sounded like a girl that came down and said, Mom, Mommy, and then started laughing or giggling. And I was like, holy shit. I was like, no, that was not me. And she's like, stop lying, stop lying. I was like, I swear to God, it was not me. And I just heard that girl upstairs in my room, and she was laughing, and she turned the TV off. And my mom said that she got this weird sense of somebody was watching her. And like you know how you'll get like a cold chill on the back of your neck? She got that feeling, and that's when she came to yell up the stairs for me to see if I was, you know, trying to pull a prank on her or something. The thing is with that situation, the little girl, we're doing pretty good on this ramen here. Like I said, there's 2 packs of ramen. I pulled a little bit out for lunch, but not very much. She doesn't eat a whole lot. Oh no, where's this lady coming? Yep. I gotta move the van forward. I'm gonna see if I can keep you guys on here. Okay, cool. Alright, let's drive. We're only pulling forward a few inches here. Gotta let the lunch ladies out. And that's why I always leave, if I park here, I leave myself a couple feet of space. There you go, you got it. You see her? She's backing out. Excuse me. Okay. Alright. Make sure I don't hit this truck in front of me. So, I never, like, it freaked me out enough to where I wanted to, like, talk to my mom. My mom has always been very, very prone to stuff that's not logical and not from, like, our world, I guess you could say. So I guess I got a little bit of that rubbed off onto me. But I didn't get scared. Like, it was enough to where I wanted to go and talk to her to find out if she was sensing something too. But it almost seemed like this little girl was just trying to play. And I know that sounds really creepy, and it is in hindsight. Ooh, sorry. But how this girl managed to go like up and down the stairs and actually turn my TV off. She couldn't turn it on. She would just turn it off. And it happened like 4 or 5 times total. And I had a little bit of trouble going to sleep that night. But I never got the sense of like it was trying to hurt me or anything. My dad's pretty susceptible to paranormal stuff. And anytime that I've ever messed with like a Ouija board was dealing with kids usually, which is sad and, you know, kind of creepy and stuff. I don't know if kids are more able to connect with people that are still alive. But that was a couple of my experiences. But the man with the trench coat and I'm gonna move you guys down just a little bit if I can. The guy with the trench coat and the top hat is weird. Like the girl, she stuck around only once or twice. I heard her giggling in the house. But the guy was even weirder because he not only was in my parents' house, but I seen him in my house that I had moved across the street from. So it was weird. And he was always in my daughter's room, my older daughter's room. Like the master bedroom was at one end of the hallway and hers was directly opposite. And I seen like him come up the stairs and like go around the stairs. And at this point I had seen this guy so many times that I had never gotten a bad feeling about him. I think he's just lost, to be honest. So I got up to see if I could see it going down the hallway, but by the time I had got up over to the door, he was vanishing through the wall, out through like the wall in the window of my daughter's room. And it's up 3 stories. It was up 3 stories. So there's no explanation for what I actually seen. And like I said, with the Ouija boards, always contacting like little kids. Like kids that were so young they could barely spell. Like, because the Ouija boards have the letters and you have to spell stuff out. Or do yes or no answers, but a lot of them were little kids. Like kids from like the 17 and 1800s that died from, you know, stuff that we could treat today. Something that would just need antibiotics. Alright, last bite. Just a lot of creepy stuff. And my husband's just like, nope. It's like, don't even talk about it. He's open to all kinds of stuff, but I can understand why paranormal stuff scares people. Because you don't ever know what you're getting into. I've just had weird stuff happen throughout my whole life. Just getting the weird feelings of like somebody's watching you when you know that there's nobody around. And like having flashes, like driving down a road. There was this one road, it was a back road that I'd go down all the time. And as I was driving, I'd get these flashes of dying, like actually crashing and dying. And it was really weird because I had these flashes happen for many, many years because I worked at the same place for like forever. But one time I was driving home and it was snowing, and I left out early because I wanted to get home before the snow got really bad, because I have a Civic Si that's not, it's one of the hatchback ones, so it's not really good in the snow at all. Coming to take numbers already. And yeah, I was driving home and everything seemed perfectly fine. I was taking my time because the roads were wet, and I just lost control of the car and it just started sliding. And I was literally like, Jesus, take the wheel. I let go, and as a stick shift, so I pushed the clutch in, and I just started pumping the brakes. I just push it in, let it out, push it in, let it out, and I was like, eventually I'm gonna come to a stop or I'm gonna hit something. I slid off of the road, and there was like this open field, and I slid for probably 1,000 feet, and it felt like I was gonna just keep on going, but I finally stopped. Let me get these couple of pancakes here. By couple, I mean like 400. I'm definitely not gonna be able to finish these. But it felt like I was just gonna keep on going, and somehow the car just stopped, like randomly. It felt like I was gonna keep going, and it stopped from about 10 feet out from a huge tree. And literally right at the front bumper of the car was a barbed wire fence. And I was going at a speed to where there is no way a little barbed wire, like chicken wire, stopped my car. There's no way that would have happened. And it's just scary, like knowing that I had seen flashes of somebody dying on that road for years before that. All kinds of just weird stuff. And like, I get senses of people. Like, I can tell just by looking at somebody and not even really interacting with them whether or not they're going to be nice. And I've been right every single time. Here come all the cars now. Everybody's like really late, actually. I only left early because my dad had texted me and was like, make sure you leave early because the roads are bad. I have the weirdest mukbangs, or mukbangs. Like ramen and pancakes. I wonder what kind of title I'm gonna come up with. Probably, I eat ramen and pancakes. Yeah, so I won't go into like cemeteries and stuff like that because I just get too overwhelmed, it's way too heavy for me to go into cemeteries or mausoleums or stuff like that. Because I sense what's happened to a lot of the people. This is like pancake number 2. They're the little ones, so they're not like super huge, but they're not miniature either. There's a lady over there that keeps looking at me. She's got her little kid like climbing all over her though. Yeah, and I've worked in a hospital, and that's hard on me too, because I get this sense, like I'll go in and see patients, and I'll know they're not going to make it. And usually it's within 24, 48 hours later they're gone. It's like some old folks' homes actually have cats. And the cats will sense when one of the people are going to die, and they'll just like stay with them. And that's how all the nurses and stuff know that, okay, the end's coming for that person, because the cats won't leave their side at all. I watched some like documentary on it. I watch a lot of random stuff. I'm really into medicine, like human body and stuff like that. They're gonna let the kids out soon. Save me! I don't want a parent. I love my kids, but man, they get hyper, especially on Friday. I've had a thing for pancakes the past few weeks. I'll eat like a whole bunch of the same thing for like weeks or like a month, and then I won't eat it again for forever. So right now my thing's been pancakes, which I guess pancakes have got a special place in my heart, because that's what made me decide to start doing YouTube stuff. I'll get better at it. It's got so much syrup on them, they're like falling apart. Alright. So this here will be my last bite. I did not eat all of them, I'm not even close, but my son will be like, oh yeah, pancakes. A little bit more. Set that back here. I don't want syrup flying all over the car. Ah. Yeah, but I got a whole bunch of random weird stuff that's happened to me. Like stuff that has kept me at home. And then it's like, oh man, I should have been out the door 5 minutes ago. And then I'll finally get out, and then I'll get in the car and I'm driving, and then it's like an accident had just happened. And it's like, what if that was supposed to be me? What if I would have managed to leave that 5 minutes earlier? That accident could have been me in my car. Like, we went on vacation this summer, and I was driving the whole way, and it was like 1,000 miles total, so it was quite a bit of driving. And it was raining really hard, so all the cars had slowed down, and something just told me, get over now. So when my inner body tells me that, I do it. I don't question it. If my gut tells me something, I do it. So I just switched lanes, and it wasn't a couple hundred feet further down the road, and there was a massive truck tire in the middle of the road. And it was a quarter mile down the road, and then the truck was sitting in the lane that I was just in. And if I wouldn't have listened to my gut telling me, get over, move to another lane, because there was no cars around me. There was no need or reason for me to switch lanes. I just did it because my gut told me to do it. And that happened multiple times on that trip. And it was weird because we were going to go see the eclipse that happened. The total eclipse. We drove down to where we could get in the band of totality, and it was fucking awesome. That was one of the coolest experiences I've ever had. Alright, well, y'all are here to watch me eat, not talk. So, you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I will talk to you guys later. Alright, bye!